Well, for many years, I think a lot of us have been really dissatisfied with the level of debate in Washington on issues surrounding use of force, intervention, war, peace, and so on. And I think we felt the time was right to launch a new initiative and think ambitiously.
We're so proud to team up with FP Foreign Policy because it is clearly one of the most important places where conversations about foreign policy is taking place. And part of the reason why we wanted to team up with FE is because we wanted to make sure that this conversation, if I can simplify it, primacy versus restraint, does not take place any longer just in academia, but it should take place at the very center of Washington.
We really have given over the authority of Congress under both Republican and Democratic presidents to declare war and to determine when we are going to send troops into any area.
As the chair of the Freedom Caucus, we have our own agenda, of course, that we think is very important. But part of that agenda is, of course, to restore what we view as the proper separation of powers between the branches of government.
One of the good things is that I saw a lot of people that are part of the Washington foreign policy community here, which I think is heartening, that they would like to see what Quincy and other allied groups think about foreign policy today. It wasn't merely either on stage, like I said, or in the audience, a party meeting.
In my view, one of the most dangerous ideas in this city is that Donald Trump is a break from the status quo rather than a product of the status quo.
Casualties and airstrikes have gone up in pretty much every single Middle East and non-Middle East conflict that Donald Trump inherited from Barack Obama.
You cannot counter terrorists like Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State, and their associates with just counter-terrorist force operations. In other words, you just can't drone strike or Delta Force raid your way out of this problem. This is a generational struggle, not the fight of a decade, much less a few years.
We've been in 40 conflicts. It's cost our nation trillions of dollars. I mean, on a very simple level, do you think it would have been better to have every person in this country get a public education, develop our infrastructure, develop broadband, develop alternatives to Huawei, take the lead in quantum computing and AI, or to be enmeshed in these wars?
Some of these conversations, the fact that they have not been had in Washington, I think is part of the reason why there's been tensions around these issues. There shouldn't be this much tension. Part of the reason why there have been is because some elements, some voices have simply not been part of the conversation in DC. And that in of itself has created problems. Now we had a fantastic and very constructive conversation between folks that favored a continuation with some minor adjustments of the current foreign policy and folks who really question it in a fundamental way. And it was a fantastic conversation.